Video is a must watch if you're somebody looking to get a job in Germany, especially if you're a fresh graduate. In this video, I will share my 8 years of experience with you, how I got my job from bachelor's to now as a working student to value my master's. So stay tuned and watch till the end because I will also share some insights as to how the job process differs from company to company. Is there a difference between interviewing with a German company and a non-German company? So stay tuned for that. Especially for fresh graduates, I have some hacks and tricks and tips to get a job while you are studying as well. So watch till the end. And hello, welcome back to my channel where I make content which helps you thrive in Germany, not just survive in Germany. So in this video, I will go through exactly what you can do to already start building your career from day one as you pursue your education. The most important thing over here is that you can get a high paying job, you can have a good work-life balance, and you can develop your technical skills as you're working as well. But you need to know exactly when to apply and at what position of your career or your studying journey, what jobs are the right ones for you. If you're a student right now, drop everything down and look for Werkstudent jobs, or in English, work student jobs. If you don't know this, as a student, you have the right to work up to 20 hours per week. Most foreigners end up getting jobs in bakeries or restaurants or bars, which I admit could be quite fun and be helpful to improve your language. And they're also easy to come by. They might not help you with your career because the work student jobs are designed in a way where you can already get your feet or your foot inside the industry. If you use those time to work in a bar or a bakery, then you can earn minimum wage, but you're not making connections in the industry, you're not furthering your career, and you're not doing the right things which will help you get a job once you graduate. Therefore, if you want to work in automotive industry and you are studying mechanical, look for work student jobs in companies who are well-known automotive, or even if they're startups, look for work student jobs. You go to their career website, type the word Werk, W-E-R-K, student, S-T-U-D-E-N-T, and I'm sure you will get this job. Why do employers prefer work students more than normal jobs? It's because as a work student, they don't have to pay your health insurance. Being an employer myself, when I had my own business, the biggest cost that the business needs to pay for an employee is the contribution to their social security and their health care. So as a work student, the employer has no obligations to pay for your health insurance. Therefore, they are more inclined to hire you because you are of a less cost to them. And it's great for you because you are already establishing the foundation for you to get a full-time job once you graduate. And normally, if you find the right company and you get a work student job, there's a very high chance that they will also take you up as you do your thesis, be it bachelor's or master's. And then if you're doing a good job with them, then they will offer you a full-time job as you graduate. So look for work student jobs. For internships, if you're doing your bachelor's in Germany, mostly you have to do a compulsory internship. Many companies are also looking for this compulsory internship. The only catch over here is that they don't pay that well because they know that this internship is compulsory for you. So they sort of take an advantage of it and don't pay you a good salary. But an internship is also a good option. If it's a part of your curriculum, then you have no other option, to be honest. Maybe look for companies who will pay you 15 to 20 euros, even though it is a compulsory internship. Even for work student roles, you can get paid anywhere between 15 to 20 euros. For those of you who don't know this, the minimum wage normally is 12 euros. So getting a work student job or an internship role is, beneficial for you even when it comes to the monetary benefits. Now, once you graduate, you have to go through several loops and hoops to get a full-time job. Especially in this economy, it is not that easy. So for that, I have a lot of resources on this channel. I have a network of HR professionals who help you understand how to stand yourself out with other candidates. What do German recruiters look for in the candidate, and what are the hidden gems that you can use to get a full-time job? So follow, like, share, subscribe, and I will keep uploading more content about it. I'm doing a masterclass on October 3rd. So if you're watching this video before that, join that masterclass. It's completely for free. I myself have worked for HelloFresh, Wayfair, and Revolut, which were companies where the interview process was quite, demanding and intensive, and I was able to crack all the interview processes. So, if you want to follow this content, do like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Going on to the normal process, there are typically 3 to 4 rounds. The first round is the HR call, which is quite standard. Somebody calls you up or have a Zoom meeting or have a Google meeting with you, and just to get to know your vibe. How are you as a person? Are you in the right fit for this role? Should they invest the time to get to know you further and pass you on to the hiring manager? Now this round is quite easy. It's more of a vibe check and more of an alignment check. Somebody from HR will call you, and here the most important thing and the biggest mistake people make is they try to get too technical or try to go in too much detail and explain what they do. Whereas in most of the cases, the person calling you is just an HR person that might not have the full information as to if you are for example, if you're a developer, you don't need to go in detail about the architecture that you use or the framework you're master, and you can mention that to them, but don't really go in specific details because they might not know about it at all. Your main job instead is to help them imagine how you would fit in the company. So if they have a job description, you can always mention that I notice you're looking for somebody who is very analytical and can do multitasking. I did this role when I was doing a group project in my bachelor's, for example. If you don't have any job experience, you can always say that I was multitasking, I was the group leader, I was the technical person who did everything. If you have any work experience, you can always mention that. That's always a plus. But you need to help them already imagine and envision you working in that company and exactly how you're contributing in that company. That is your role within the first round. The second round is mostly with the hiring manager. This is the person you might report to, and this round you can go in more details. You can use the STAR method if you don't know this: situation, task, action, result. What was the situation? What was the task in hand? What actions did you take, and what was the result? A quick example: the situation was that the company was restructuring. The task was to make sure that the resources are allocated properly. My actions was I made an Excel sheet and I allocated X number of people for Y task and did an analysis, did some experiments to see how efficient the output was, and as a result, we were able to restructure very efficiently and not lose any headcount, for example. This is the method you need to answer your questions in. This can also be used in the first round as well because it shows you're more structured. But in the second round, you can go more in detail, use jargons and technical terms that might be relevant to your industry. The third round is most likely it could go two ways. So either you have a take-home case study or you have a live case study. So a take-home case study could be an Excel sheet or some data points, some data sets where you have to make a presentation and you have to explain the presentation to your hiring manager. Or you can have an interview live where they will give you a live case study, a live business problem, and they will ask you to help them solve this problem live. So in my experience, the second one, the live case study, is much more demanding and much more challenging because you have to come up with something on your feet and have a proper framework to it. Mostly consultancies are the ones who have this case study sort of an interview, but now it's getting more common in other companies as well. The take-home case study is quite easy. It's easier because you have the time to think about it, make a presentation. But when you present your presentation, you have to make sure you don't only focus on the results, but you show the steps, you show the thinking process behind it. I remember in one of the job interviews, the interviewer said that they were very impressed by how I was walking them through exactly what I thought and why I put something on the slides that they are seeing right now. And they asked me a tough question as well, and I didn't know the answer to it. So I told them that, hey, I don't know the answer to it, but give me some time. I will look it up and get back to you. And I actually got back to them afterwards. So the main point is not that you are a genius or someone who is very special, but they want to see that you have a structured approach to things and you can think in a technical way. And then if you don't know something, you have the initiative to find out things and get to know and train yourself. The fourth round is basically skip level manager, which is the manager of your manager. This is basically a personality test where they will ask you, what would you do in a situation where you have a disagreement with your manager? How would you deal with that? Or what would you do if you have to deliver something but you can't meet the deadline? So all of these personality questions would be asked by you. I would recommend you prep for them, and again here follow the STAR method, and don't always talk out of thin air. Give them concrete examples that, hey, actually when I was doing a group project, one of the team members got sick and we knew we wouldn't meet the deadline. So as a initiative, I did something else. I went to the professor, I had a communication with them, I requested a longer timeline, or I took up more workload on myself and I did extra work. So Give them concrete example. Don't just say that I'm very hardworking or I'm very good or I'm like a leader personality. They need concrete examples, and again, you need to help them to see how you can put yourself in this role and contribute in their company. So use terms they're familiar with, use situations that they're familiar with, and try to already in their head place yourself in the company and show exactly how you will have impact in the company. Mostly these are the 4 rounds, and it's not that complicated. If you're looking for a job, if it is hard out there, stay at it. You are worth it. You deserve it. You will find an amazing job very soon. Follow my channel, follow my resources. I will help you not survive but thrive in Germany, thrive in Europe. So like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time.